Hey guys, next technique is flashing mace. The same family grouping as thundering hammers, dance of death, sleeper, flashing wings we learned earlier. Now flashing mace is one of my favorite techniques. Okay. So we're learning as he throws the right punch, I'm going to do the same block I did here, but now I'm going to bring into a vertical hour block with my right hand, hyperextending his elbow. Break. Okay. I actually get two breaks here. I go one, and then I flip my wrist a little bit to extend and get it outside of his hand and break again. 1, 2. Okay? As I'm here, I check. I'm going to step through behind him, striking his temple. Reason I do that is maybe I see him come with the left hand. Bang! There's my strike. I step through, I cover, I spin, back knuckle to the ribs. Same time I do that, I'm going to assist that back knuckle with my check. Okay? These hands work together to get power. I check, boom. I pin his arm down. I waiter check, pinning his arm down. I do a looping back knuckle to his temple. 1. Crossing. Stepping through, breaking the arm. 1. Snap. Pull that arm out. Boom. Keeping the check here. Stepping through. Strike. 2. Bang. Okay. What I like to do is this is my 12. We got 6. I'm going to go ahead and step through to 430 or cover with 430 so that I get a little bit better angled execution for the rib shot. A lot of guys stay at 6 and they spin and they got no room or they're hyperextending their own elbow. That's great if you want to use an elbow, but what I want to do is I'm going to step out here so I'm at a 45. Bang! Better angle of incidence at his ribs. Okay, so I'm hitting at a 90-degree angle instead of hitting at a funky angle. So I step through and break. Boom! Hammer fist. Cover. There's my back knuckle, my check. Double check. You want to try to get these moves all at the same time. I back knuckle and check, and immediately I pin. Boom. Back knuckle. Crossing out. At speed. All right, Gift of Destiny is another handshake, a sucker punch guy's trying to surprise you with a Sunday strike. So, as of course we're beating the handshake, we've learned Gift of Destruction where he tries to hit me, boom, I pull him out, knee him, elbow, returning the storm, put it in between his legs, pull it up. Well, now he's kind of like crowding me. As he begins to crowd and hit me, I'm going to collapse an elbow flapping elbow right to his gut, which then allows me to flap it, bam, beneath his chin. I'm going to turn his wrist as my left hand turns with it to control, and I'm going to re-grab the right and pull him down into a Nikio. From this point here, I call it a Nikio because that's what it's called in Aikido. From this point here, I'm going to take a right hand, and I'm going to snap the elbow, or the wrist, the wrist, right against his body, and I'm going to do a snapping kick to his sternum and come back to my point of origin. Again, in Kenpo, when we do have a contact manipulation situation, not only do we like to control by locking, but we also like to strike the wrist or the joint that we're also manipulating. Again, check. A lot of pointers. I can hand sword right on top of that too to create a nerve, or a nice pinch on top of the nerve here. Okay, if you want with the two hands together against his wrist. 1, 2, bam. Second shot. Pull the arm down to control. Turn him over with the left. See how my left hand turns over? Right hand rolls over. Snap that wrist. Kick him. Pow. Finish it off. Cross out. Okay? We'll do it from this angle. So again. So, check. Notice where my head is at? I can also headbutt again. Boom. Crack. Bring him down. Control. Turn. Bring him over. Snap that wrist. Kick. In full speed. Alright guys, we're gonna do wings of silk. The next technique is against the arm grab. Usually what's happening in this scenario is the guy is holding me for his buddies to bust me in the grill. Okay? We don't want that to happen for obvious reasons. Okay? What I'm going to do, the first part of the technique I'm going to do is I'm going to stop with my right foot. And I'm going to do a right heel palm or pinch, grab the groin, something to try to wiggle this arm out. You're really just trying to shove it through so you can get it out. Okay? But as I do that, instead of, you never just do one thing in Kenpo. You're gonna hit those attack lines. If something's there, you're gonna go for it. So I stop, bam, I heel palm. I like to heel palm the hip or the thigh. It gets his hips away from me. I don't want his hips into me so that he can pick me up or control me now. If his hips are away in any way, now I can start to wiggle my arms out. Okay? So I stomp, boom, heel palm, wham.
The same time I do that, I do what's called a whizzer. It's an overhook. I just tighten my arm up like I'm doing a bicep curl and cinch up on that arm. Okay? From here, I stomp back the other way. I'm going to scoop the groin and elbow the jaw, bang with an obscure elbow. Stepping through, 9 o'clock. Step through reverse. Keep the tight whizzer here, break. Crossing out. Again. When I say whizzer, it's a wrestling move. If the guy, for example, has an underhook on me, that's my overhook. It's called a whizzer. Tight. Tight here. If I can get, the underhooks are prime. But if he's got the underhooks on me, I want to get the overhook at least. I don't want to be here messing around. If I get the knife, if I get something between him and me, I can start to force and get it out, so forth. It's just a basic wrestling principle. So, he's got double overhooks on my arms, okay? I stomp, cinch real tight, heel pump, a lot of things going on at the same time. I stomp the other way, bang, and I elbow and scoop. Get my arm out, step through, step back, break, crossing out. Speed.
Gripping talent, what we're dealing with is against a double wrist grab, again now to your right hand. Maybe he's trying to basically, break my arm, do an arm block, do a shionage, a four-way throw lock, my keto, regardless. As I begin to feel him move the arm, I'm going to step forward with the right as I do a replacing check with my left hand underneath his left wrist. I'm going to release my arm from that point to release the grip away from his thumb, and I'm going to control by grabbing his left wrist. Then I'm going to back knuckle to his groin or hammer fist. From this point, if he tries to turn into me, I'm going to roll an elbow to the right side of his left side of his ribs just to turn him away from me as I twist back forward with the left and do a back outward elbow towards his ribs again. I'm going to continue on towards 12 as I buckle the inside of his left leg and let my right hand rip through with possibly a back knuckle, a miraculous back knuckle if you can through there, and do a downward looping strike to the right side of his temple. From this point, I'm going to position, hold his head down, do a right knee to the mask, to his bridge of the nose, and as I cross out, possibly break the arm, releasing it, contact release, and go out to my angle of departure. Again, re-grab. Boom. I can also hyperextend his elbow if I want at the same time. Get the groin. Roll the elbow to the left side of the kidney. Twist, rear forward crossover with the right outward elbow. Buckle back with the right on the inside of his left. Looping downward back knuckle like the opposite of striking the serpent's head. Hold his head in position, knee to the face. Control, release, and out. All right, do it from the other angle one more time, and then we'll do speed. So 1, boom, hit, boom, twist. I could also possibly stomp that foot with that twist as I do the elbow simultaneously. Bump with our rib through, hit down, knee. All right, and full speed.
Next technique is called gathering clouds. Same thing, we have the same scenario we've done before with all the right step through punches. This is going to be a sister technique more towards leaping crane than it would be to like sleeper, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to shoot the right straight. I'm going to parry, stepping off to 10-30. I'm going to middle knuckle into the floating rib. Now from here, I would normally go in my leaping crane. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a principle of rebounding. So I'm going to go through his ribs, rebound off myself, and I'm going to back knuckle or chop to his kidney. Okay? So as I step through, I'm going to strike, boom, and then rebound, wham, and then hit his kidney. From here, I'm going to step through. What I don't want to do is draw my hand back to elbow. Okay? I want to collapse my elbow right from where my point of origin is here, bang, right into his ribs again. Okay? So I'm really battering that ribs. From here, my check is here. I'm going to check down. I can insert the back knuckle, circle this up, hook the eye, chop the neck, and front scoop kick to the groin. Okay? These are minor moves here. They just kind of help the scoop kick. If you notice, my eye poke or my eye hook here is mirroring my scoop kick. And my left hand is what? Counterbalancing the entire action. So, as I step through, I parry, strike. I like to go to a closed kneel here so I can settle back to my neutral bow here to get some power. Step through to my neutral bow, check, elbow, 3 points of contact. Okay? From here, I'm going to check his arm down, striking with the kidney if I can, circle, hooking the eye, chopping the throat, boom, scoop kick the groin. And I cross. At speed.
Alright, next technique we have is destructive twins. Really simple technique. The beginning and opening to short form 3, long form 3. Alright, what we're dealing with is a guy grabbing with the two-hand choke, pulling us forward. As he does that, we're going to do what they call a U-punch. As he pulls me forward, I'm going to do an uppercut simultaneous or a universal strike with a horizontal thrust punch also over to the bridge of his nose. As my opponent begins to go backwards, if he decides to come back into me, I'm going to step off with the right towards 130, parry in with the right, I do a left outward parry simultaneously. Okay, from this point, I'm going to shoot a nice poke jab to his eye, which automatically sends his hands up to his face. I'm going to grab his left wrist, pull him down, and I'm going to thrust punch right into his left rib. From this point, I'm going to cross out to 730, and I'm away to my angle departure. Again, he pulls me in. 1, stepping off. 2. Now make sure what's important to know that when you're stepping off is that you don't just do this with your hands, because someone you're going to have his fingers in your eye. So what you want to make sure is that you create that range to take the step with the right, with my right face, with my right hand, to get away from that unintentional finger poke. Parry out with the left quickly, poke to his eye, as the hands go up, boom, punch to the ribs, clear the arm out, destructive twins. To the street speed.
Our next technique is broken ram. It's against the front tackle, a sister technique to charging rams. You're seeing a lot of these orange belt techniques, purple belt techniques coming back now, so you better practice them. On this technique, he's got a little bit of a wider grip or a wider position with his arms. Okay, in charging ram, the ideal phase, his hands are a little closer together. Now he's actually catching me, so I off angle, and he gets what's called a seat belt in wrestling. He gets a seat belt around my waist, but I'm still able to get the hand sword. Bang! Okay, he's too close, use the elbow. Doesn't matter, okay? From here, I'm going to go to a forward bow, like locked wing, and try to hyperextend the arm. Bang! Okay? Using that what? Using that wizard. If he's got the seatbelt, if he's got the underhook, get the overhook. We're just doing it the Kenpo way where we're striking with it, okay? From here, I'm going to drag off into him. I'm going to insert a right back knuckle here as I do a right scoop kick. Boom. I'm going to continue the motion of that scoop kick, buckle his leg, and do a right downward punch right to the outside of his mandible. Bang! Crossing it. Try from the other side. So your guard is already up. You see him come down low. I get off angle, chop, bang. Here's my overhook break, boom, this way. From here I scoop up. Here's that back knuckle. It doesn't give you a lot of power, but it's there if you have it. But it's not so important. What I usually like to do with this wizard is just instead of keeping it here, I go across his body, try to control the shoulder, okay? This way, that gives me time to scoop, get my hand out, buckle, bang, and punch, okay? If you notice that the path in which my right leg is moving, it goes scoop, buckle. So it's one like a bicycle. 1, 2. Okay? One more time. He tackles. 1, bang, towards my chop. Forward bow. I keep his head away from me. If his head is towards me, he can change direction, change levels, and now we're in another different fight. It's gonna suck. So, off angle. 1, keep that head away, break. Okay? Keep that head away the whole time. Scoop, buckle, and punch. Crossing out. At street speed.
Circling the horizon is our next technique. We're sticking the horizon as far as a right step to a straight punch. What we're doing is we're going to step off at the left towards 1030 as my right leg caps around towards 130. As I simultaneously do that, my right hand is going to slip underneath his right and come right over and hit the right side of his temple with a vertical punch. That positional check to the face. What I could also possibly do in between is hyperextending arm as I do that. So my defense also becomes my offense. From this point, the cat sets me up so I can slip behind him and do a right collapsing elbow to his right rib, left positional check, hold it in place, drop down wide kneel, or what I like to do is drop down to my knee, chop behind his right leg, hit the groin, and then cross out 1, 2. But I prefer to drop in a wide kneel if you're on concrete. So again, 1, slip, hit. Elbow. Check. Chop. Wow. Bitch hand. Cross out angle departure. 7, 30. In street speed. Drop.